Thank you so much for coming to meet me here in the castle gardens. I just wanted to, I've been wanting to hold you all night. I feel like I must apologize to you. I personally invited you to the castle to this winter celebration, and we haven't been able to spend time together until the party has wound down. So many people to meet. So many representatives from other kingdoms that I had to speak with. Ah, so you saw them. You were wondering what the reason for their presence is. Oh, it's of no consequence, I assure you. How do you like the gardens? They are beautiful, aren't they? We live in a cold, snowy climate, but somehow the gardeners manage to find the most beautiful flowers that thrive here. It's even more beautiful now, with the trees and bushes decorated for the winter celebration. After a long day of holding court or hosting a gathering, there is nothing better than relaxing here in the gardens. Just looking up at the sky, watching the snow float through the air. You seem to be a bit cold, however. And no wonder. The wind has really started to pick up, hasn't it? If I might be so bold to ask, I know it's getting kinda late, but considering we never had the chance to spend time together during the reception, would you like to join me in my chambers for a bit? There's a nice warm fire in there. Okay, let's take a walk then, shall we? Yes, the workers spared no expense decorating the castle so beautifully. I stand in awe of how much work they put into making the castle look so lovely. Has, everything been to your liking so far? I hope everyone has treated you well. That is good. I must confess I find myself wishing for you to feel at home here at the castle, so please excuse my worries. Well, here we are, my chambers. Yeah, my chamber has a beautiful view, hasn't it? You can see so far across the wild fields. It reminds me of simpler times. I'm quite alright. Just a lot on my mind. I didn't really want to bother you with my troubles, but it's those representatives I talked about earlier. You assume correctly. They are the reason I was dreading this whole winter reception. When we last spoke, I told you that there are certain individuals that want something from me. Well, what they want is my hand in marriage. And because they can't even be bothered to show up themselves, they sent representatives to once again see if I'm open to the idea of marriage. I am, just not with any of them. Your concerns for my well-being are heartwarming, but unneeded, thankfully. Forced marriages in any way, shape, or form are a thing of the past. We have my mother to thank for that. The kingdom always had and still has healthy relationships with other kingdoms. And while I think it's important to keep and strengthen those healthy relationships, I believe that can be achieved without resorting to marriage. That doesn't stop these particular individuals from trying to worm their way into my heart, however. Unfortunately for them, I'm not so easily sweet-talked. They would love me to believe their honeyed words of affection and admiration. Their intentions are not as pure as they claim, however. They all just want power. They want to stand at my side not because it would make them my spouse, but because it would make them co-ruler of this land. My mother, she told me right before she passed, she was forced to marry the king to strengthen the relations between the two kingdoms. Everyone remembers her as this radiant woman, always smiling, always kind, the very pinnacle of a good and just queen. The truth was quite a different story. She wasn't a happy woman. The king was a bit of a cruel man. When he died on the battlefield, my mother wanted nothing more than to find my father again. You see, she was forced to leave him behind when she was forced to become queen. No one knew she was pregnant at the time, not even herself. Alas, my father had long since moved out of the kingdom and was never heard from again. I wonder if he even somehow knew he had a child. You know, my mother tried to persuade me from becoming queen in the first place. She wanted me to be spared the life she had lived. But I couldn't let all that she had sacrificed be in vain. So when I learned she didn't have long to live, and that she had never produced an heir with a king, I offered to take the crown. After much debating, she reluctantly agreed, but one thing she asked of me was to never marry anyone other than someone I truly loved. She didn't want her only daughter to make the same mistake she did, although she was not left much choice at the time. Those suitors vying for my hand, truth be told, even if their intentions were pure, they still would not interest me. They can try all they want to win my heart, but it will never be theirs, for it is already taken. What I'm trying to say is, well, quite plainly, they could never compare to you. You keep saying that. You keep saying that I speak too highly of you, that a queen shouldn't be with someone like you. What you fail to realize is that underneath this crown, I'm still the same woman you fell in love with. The same woman who wants nothing more than to fall asleep in your arms again. Why won't you let her be with you? Forgive me. I'm being very self-centered and presumptuous. I should not assume you still feel the same way about me. Your feelings may very well have lessened or changed over the last few months. In fact, how could they not? No longer am I that simple noble woman who always came by to help you with your horses. Yes, of course. Speak plainly. It warms my heart to hear you say your feelings towards me have not changed. However, that does not mean that ever since I became queen, everything else has changed. Oh, yes, the offer I made you last week about joining my court. I thank you for giving it thought. But I realize now that I can't ask you to contend with the burdens that being in any kind of relationship with me will bring with it. And so, I won't ask any more of you. You say you want us to be together again, like we used to. You know I want that too. I miss it as well. But, well, what are you trying to say? You accept? You will become part of my court? You have no idea how happy you have just made me. Are you absolutely sure you want to do this? I can't promise you that you won't have to deal with the expectations and the weight of being with a monarch. But what I can promise you is that I will try my very best to keep reminding you that you have the right to be with whoever you want. Be that a stablemate who happened to live close by, or a queen who happens to love you. Take my hand. Look out the window. You see all the lights in the distance? All the buildings, all the people. Considering we both want to continue our relationship, joining my court will mean you will become my suitor in court size. And that means that one day, all of this will be yours as well. Are you sure you're willing to take on such a commitment? God, how I missed your kiss. Can I take that as a yes? Oh gosh, I can't believe you. Oh gosh, this means I need to start writing some letters and papers. You will start living in the castle with me, so I have to start issuing your move. I have to order your chambers to be ready. Your horses, of course, will be given a place in my personal stables. We can take care of them together, just like old times. Oh, that means I have to order the move of your horses as well. I have to... You're right. There will be plenty of time. It's been a long time since you looked at me in the way you're looking at me right now. You think I don't notice? You know, it's getting quite late. Shall I, send for a carriage to take you home? I was hoping you'd say no.